Oh, hey there, everyone. It's your buddy, Wildflower Turquoise. And as of today, this is going to be our last playoff power ranking. Or playoff picture, rather. And it's the last one this season because next season the playoff picture will be in motion. However, before we begin, I would like to announce that both conferences have 9 teams left. 7 with seeds, and the other 2 are in the hunt. We'll break that down here in a moment, but before we do, I just want to say it's been a great season with y'all, and I look forward to next season. Of course, teams still vying for playoff spots. We ain't quite done breaking it down yet. However, let's go on ahead and see which teams can pull out the big W's. Hello, Steeler Nation! Welcome to another episode of Steelcast, the podcast where you don't have to be a Steelers fan. But it sure does help. I'm your co-host, Wildflower Turquoise. And today, we'll be breaking down the 2024 playoff picture power rankings. Starting off with the AFC, you know the drill. Number 1 is Baltimore, 2 Miami, 3 Kansas City, 4 Jacksonville, 5 Cleveland, 6 Buffalo, 7 Indianapolis. As of now, only 4 of these teams have secured playoff spots: Baltimore, Miami, Kansas City, and Cleveland. Because Jacksonville, Indianapolis, and Houston all have a first-way tie at 9-7 for head of the division. So it's all going to come down to Week 18. Buffalo, if they lose to the Dolphins, they're not guaranteed out, but there's a good chance that they get out. It all depends on the Steelers game, and the Steelers play the Ravens. The Ravens will probably rest all their folks because they have secured the AFC North and the first seed. As for the Texans, they play the Colts, and the Colts are hanging on barely in the 7th seed. So it's basically going to be a battle of the 7th seed. The only way for the Steelers to get in is if the Colts or Texans tie, or the Jaguars or the Bills lose. But the most probable outcome will be if the Texans and Colts tie. Whereas the chances of that happening are less than 2%. So, the Steelers may not make it into the postseason, even if they get the 10-7. I would still suggest they try, but at least Tomlin now has his 9-8 season. I am going to pick the Texans to be my underdog this week, only because they're playing the Colts, and it's basically going to be a battle of the 7th seed. Both teams beat the Pittsburgh Steelers this season, so they have a tiebreaker. So, that's just how it's going to be. But Steelers, I wish you the best. And for the NFC, number 1 San Francisco, 2 Dallas, 3 Detroit, 4 Tampa Bay, 5 Philadelphia, 6 Los Angeles, and 7 Green Bay. Even though the Saints somehow beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tampa Bay still was holding on to the division because I guess the Bucs beat them in the earlier time they played, and then They have more conference wins. I still have no idea how all this works. And then the only other team in the hunt for the NFC side of things is Seattle. So if Green Bay wins their game against the Chicago Bears, they're in. The Rams only have like what? 6 losses? 7? No, they have 7. So if they lose against the San Francisco 49ers, which is not guaranteed because the 49ers have secured the division and the first seed, so they might rest their folks. The Rams could pull off the upset victory. But, and if they lose, the Packers take the Rams' spot because they have a tiebreaker against the Rams because they beat them earlier this season. So, and the Seattle Seahawks will probably win their game because they'll go up against the Arizona Cardinals. So the Rams aren't guaranteed a spot in the postseason right now. As for the New Orleans Saints, they gotta hope Tampa Bay loses to the Panthers, or both the Packers and the Seahawks lose, so they have their chance in order to sneak their way into the postseason, assuming they beat the Falcons and everyone else loses. Very improbable. Them beating the Falcons, probable. Everyone else losing, very improbable. So I am going to have my underdog be the Seattle Seahawks, because I still think they have a chance, although the Packers probably will beat the Bears, so we'll see what happens with the Rams and the Seahawks. But tell me what you think down in the comments below. Who do you have making the postseason? And let me know. Week 18, big week coming up. And now the playoffs are finally cementing themselves. Teams in the postseason, the NFC, guaranteed in, 49ers, Cowboys, Lions, and Eagles. Guaranteed in. So we'll see what happens with all the other spots. But I'm your co-host. My name is Wildflower Turquoise. And as always, you're in Steelers country.